lumber, gypsum, and everything else. Okay. Check this out. Trump's tariffs. I'm going to tell you why everybody is wrong, and this is the wrong thing to be focusing on. They keep saying that the prices of houses are going to go up because of all these tariffs. You are wrong. You are absolutely wrong, and I'm sick and tired of everybody lying about this. I'll show you why people are wrong, and if you think I'm wrong, then prove it down in the comments, please. They're saying, well, Mexican gypsum.
Okay, so the tariffs have nothing to do with house prices directly. The tariffs will affect the price of building a new house, guaranteed. Now, the tariffs will affect house prices in a way that if you have less money, if everything's costing more, that leaves less money to pay every month for your mortgage. So that means you can afford less of a house. So in order for people to sell houses, they have to lower prices, right? Or interest rates have to come down, or incomes have to go up. But tariffs, I know Trump is saying that China's paying those tariffs. It's not really true, right? I import stuff from overseas. I get the bill for that tariff. China doesn't. Now, what Trump is saying is that, well, people like me are going to go and buy somewhere else or make it here. Well, for my industry, China imports into the United States $8.5 billion a year. Okay? Who's number two? It's Germany. They got 300 million, 8.4 billion to 300 million, and Germany does really high-end stuff. The next three are India, Vietnam, and somebody else, and together they don't account for, all three together don't account for 300 million, if I remember right. No one else has the capacity. No one has the infrastructure. So I don't have a choice. I cannot bring it from anywhere else. So is Trump paying for it? No. Am I paying for it? Yes. Is China paying for it? No. Because we can't go anywhere else. Now, Trump is hoping that the people like me will end up opening up a factory in the United States. Well, I used to have a factory in the United States. I used to produce here, and China put me out of business. Okay? Do I want to go now and make a $3-4 million investment? Probably more nowadays, probably closer to $5 million, to get it back into the business to compete against China? I couldn't make it here cheaper than China plus the tariffs. I can't do it because there is so much regulation. That was part of the problem last time. Labor costs are much higher. Regulation costs are significantly higher. I just can't make it here. So that item is going to be permanently more expensive.
Gypsum, which is where a drywall or sheets of drywall, everything that you look around on the walls here, that's Mexican gypsum. They put it into they put it into drywall, they cover it with sheetrock mud, and you don't see it, but all of this came from Mexico. Okay, so the prices are going to go up. Oh my gosh.
He's a great teacher.
Steel imports from China. Oh my gosh. All the steel is going to go up in price. Oh my gosh. Canadian lumber and other miscellaneous stuff. And one of my good friends, Jeff, Canadian, massive lumber farmer, he says, yeah, our lumber is going up and we are raising our prices to basically pay for that. So the consumer, us, will pay for that. So what's happening is people are saying, well, the house, a single family home for a regular family, single family home is going to go up $7,500 to $10,000. That is so absolutely wrong. The price of housing is actually going down right now. So don't give me this crap that prices are going to go.
Today, you can go to a crappy neighborhood, and you can buy a single-family house for $40,000, $60,000. I'm sorry, it costs way more to build that, right? But nobody wants to live there, so the price goes down, right? You can somebody asked me to lend them money on 3 homes. One was 40,000, one was 60,000, one was 70,000. If you want to live in that area, that's what a house will cost. To build that house, it's more expensive. So he's right about the cost of homes, existing homes. But if you want a new house, it's a different story.
To go up. That is absolutely incorrect. I'm going to give you more information. People lying to you. They keep saying to you, we have a shortage of 3.8 to 7.2 million homes as a shortage. Okay. This is an estimate. Look it up. They have this wide estimate, 3 home shortage. When I read that, here's what I hear. We don't have 3.8 million homes for Americans. So that means 3.8 million people are sleeping on the streets. What the hell does that even mean? We have a 3.8 million home shortage. No, we don't. It is absolutely incorrect. 0.8 million people sleeping on the street. We definitely don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. The shortage is 3.8 to 7.2 million affordable homes. So there is a shortage. It's maybe Fannie and Freddie and the National Association of Realtors. I don't remember who said what, but the shortage is every time a new household forms. I think this is how it's done, but check if I'm right or not. It's every time someone moves out on their own or forms a household. I'm not sure which one. And they could afford to go and buy a house if one existed in their price range. So I think it means they have to have the credit and an income and the willingness to purchase. Okay? That's what they're referring to as a shortage.
We don't have 7.2 million people sleeping on the street. So where is this home shortage coming from? Well, what people say is that we are underbuilding. No, builders are hyper intelligent. Okay, this is the thing that people tell you. It's incorrect. Okay, marketing and shortage of supply is how sales prices go up.
Okay, builders are hyper intelligent. Yes, he's somewhat correct. However, when prices started getting crazy in 2021, 2022, people realized, shoot, we don't have enough properties. We don't have enough houses. We don't have... Why? Because 2008 put all the builders out of commission. They put them all out of business. So we weren't building enough. I think the number is like 1.5 million a year is how many is formed in the U.S. Don't quote me on that. Check out the numbers yourself. But right now, at that time, we had a huge shortage. Now, we had a huge shortage because rates were so low. So many people could afford to buy, right? If it's not about the price of the house, it's about the monthly expense. So a lot of people could afford to buy because rates were so low. And there weren't enough houses on the market, which pushed the prices up. A lot of people competing for a limited number of goods. So people started building. Now, by the time you get approvals and you get your money together, you get your loans or you get your investors and all that together, it's 2, maybe 3 years until that's done, which leads us to today, right? So those houses are coming on the market the middle to the end of last year and this year. Well, rates went up in that time frame, which made these houses now less affordable, right? Forget about the price. I'm talking about monthly. Your monthly. So $100,000 at 3% or $100,000 at 7%. Very, very big difference. Okay? So all these houses that they built based on the numbers and the rates and the incomes in 2022 are all different today, right? Rates are significantly higher. So if you built a house that you expected to be $300,000 and was going to fly off the shelf, well, that $300,000 house costs double every month today than it did 2 to 3 years ago.
up, my friends. When you go buy a nice watch, a Rolex, or when I bought my Patek, I have a Patek, they said, I'm sorry, sir, we don't have any in the store. They're made by hand. Guys, are you kidding me? They're under the freaking counter. I send a text to somebody and I go, hey, I want to buy a Patek. They go, you can't, this, that, and the other. You have to have already bought 5 of them. Guys, it's a freaking manipulation racket. All of it's a racket. And more and more people have gotten wise to marketing, including the builder.
So they restrict supply. This is a known thing. A lot of people do it. They put less on the market to make it more desirable. I mean, the number one, the king of this is De Beers and diamonds. There are way more diamonds than you think there are. And they just have these giant vaults where they keep all the diamonds and they keep the supply low. They only release so many to certain people who are in the business and buying from them consistently so that they can keep the price high. It's very smart and kind of disingenuous. I think it started with marketing in the 40s, but I'm not sure.
Builders. And so when they say stuff like, oh, we have a shortage of housing. No, we do not have a shortage of housing. They tell you we have a shortage of housing so that the prices can go up. Go and try and buy a Rolex watch. Go and try and buy a Chanel bag. Go and try and buy any luxury good right now. Go to the Scottsdale.
There's a shortage of housing based on affordability, okay? If you had unlimited money, there's no shortage of housing. Anyway.
Mall right now, they will make you wait in line to get into the Louis Vuitton store because they want urgency. They want, oh my gosh, it's a special experience and only 5 people can go into the store because human beings only value scarcity. And when something's scarce, people want it. This is an absolute manipulation of all of us. So what happened is people lie to us and they say there's a shortage, there's a shortage. If there's such a shortage, Roberto, you're my camera guy today. If there's such a shortage of housing, where are all these people living?
In their parents'
You ever stop and ask yourself this bull answer? It's such BS. It's BS. The belief system is incorrect. Where are these people? No, it's a lie, and I'm going to tell you why it's a lie. So underbuilding. Guys, we could build the piss out of houses right now. There's more land than you could even imagine. Oh, regulation. Yeah, there's regulation in town. So when you're doing infill lots, but when you want to go out town, there's no regulation, guys. It is just like it was in 1970, 1980. The regulation is in town. Okay, in town. It's the people that are like, no, it's the NIMBYs. You ever heard of a NIMBY? It means not in my neighborhood, okay? Not in my area, not in my town. The NIMBYs are like, no. You can build houses, you can do mobile homes, you can do RV parks, but you can't do it in my zip code. Cool. Then build the affordable housing on the out.
I tried to do that. And it's an area where there are a lot of university students and prices have gotten crazy. And I wanted to build, I had a lot 63 by 91. I went to the town and I said, hey, you guys are always complaining about affordable housing. I will guarantee you $700 a month rent, and I won't increase it for 5 years if you let me build 10 tiny homes on this lot. I was going to make it nice. It was going to be like solar, community garden, all the houses in like a semicircle, place to park your bikes, no cars though. They basically told me, keep dreaming, that I would need a community something living. And they had less than a mile away, somebody did it. They set up a community living for, I believe it was homeless vets. And I tried to set up cheap living for university students. They wouldn't let me do it. I tried again, and I went back to them and I said, all right, guys, $1,200 for 5 years. Let me do container homes. 3 of them on this. And there was a guy who, like 6-7 years prior, built one, I don't know, probably about a third of a mile away. And I tried to do it, guaranteed them low rent, affordable rent, and shut me down again. Not in my backyard. They want affordable housing. They talk all day about affordable housing. But when you try to do it, no. And it wasn't even in like a historic district. It was outside of the historic district.
skirts and add some public. Guess what? That's what people are doing. How neighborhoods are spreading all over the country. Look at the Census Bureau's map. You can see the growth is expanding all of these cities. It's an absolute lie. It's an absolute lie. It's a manipulation basically of the truth is what it is. Yes, we are underbuilding, but that is to purposely raise the prices of houses so that the profits for Lennar Homes and all of these other builders can keep their profit margins. They all get together. There's this amazing story. I can't remember. Let's pull this up, actually. Scott, do me a favor. Pull up ChatGPT. Let's pull up the manipulation of the light bulb pricing in the past. You guys are going to be blown away by this.
No, I don't think this is happening.
I don't know the date, and I don't know the people that were involved, but I do know that light bulbs, all the people that were making light bulbs at one point, a light bulb used to last like 80 years. Okay? 100 years ago, the light bulb lasted 80 years. All the light bulb companies got together and go, man, we're not making a lot of money, are we?
Wire, maybe.
Let's lower the quality of our product so that people have to keep buying new light bulbs from us. They all got together, somewhere in Europe, and they conspired to make a lower grade product to make the renewal rate of those light bulbs go up. You find anything?
Devious cartel.
Okay, here we go. Oh, but the light bulbs just keep going out. The light bulbs. This is people telling you the light bulbs keep going out. It's a lie. It's an absolute lie, and I'm going to get to it in just a second. Check it out.
Just
Light bulbs last 2,500 hours.
Look at this. Before the cartel, okay? This is interesting. We'll pull this up. The Phoebus cartel, a real-life light bulb conspiracy. In the 1920s, over 100 years ago, several major light bulb manufacturers from around the globe, including General Electric, Philips, and all these other ones, what they did is they had a secret global alliance called the Phoebus cartel. And what they did is they got together in Europe in these secret meetings and they lowered the grade of all these light bulbs and hired their price. All of them. They said, guys, let's work together. You don't think Lennar Homes and Toll Brothers are hanging out with each other and playing golf at Pebble Beach and going to the Masters together? You don't think they're playing you? Guys, everybody that's telling you on YouTube doesn't know the facts. The facts is good marketers and good people that have good branding understand how do we get the regular people, the normies. The normies, let's get the normies to believe that there's a housing shortage. Let's get the normies to believe that tariffs are actually going to raise the prices of things. They won't raise the prices of things. The home builders will raise the price of things. And I'm going to tell you one fact that is absolutely true and what you can actually do about it. Because unlike other YouTubers that just sell you doom and gloom.
It doesn't make sense for them to raise prices, right? Because it's not the same as a light bulb. It's not like a $5 light bulb. This is a 30-year commitment for most people. They want to sell these lots. They want to sell these homes, I mean. There's no cartel in the home building world.
And gloom, I actually show you how to make money and profit from these things with very specific examples, okay? Again, is there increased demand and is there massive population growth? Yes, there is population growth, but did you know that the population of the United States is actually starting to slow down? The birth rate is at the lowest it's ever been.
I was actually trying to buy a dorm, and in my research I found that the number of 18-year-olds are going down roughly 1% every year for the next, I don't remember how long it was. So in terms of student housing, the demand for it will actually be going down every single year. Obviously, I'm talking about America as a whole, right? In certain areas, you want to buy student housing or in college areas based on the acceptance rate of the school is a very important number. Why? Imagine Corona happens again, let's just say, and the acceptance rate of the school is 50%. So that means you have, let's say, there's 100 spots, okay? So that means 200 people applied. So that means if those 100 people decide they don't want to go, well, guess what? There's another 100 waiting, okay? So if you buy next to a school that has a 97% acceptance rate, well, guess what? If all of them leave, let's say there's 100 people, they accept 97, they rejected 3. There's only 3 more people interested in coming to to that school. So the demand for your housing is not going to be super, super strong. However, if you go to a place that has a 10% acceptance rate, a college, well, then there are 10 times as many people wanting that spot in that school. So you're guaranteed that the population in that area is going to be high and your vacancies are going to be low. And generally, price follows with that acceptance rate. So you're getting a lot of rich people coming in.
And we actually are deporting people right now, and so we are losing population. Look it up, okay? Now, people say there's 7...
The people that we're deporting, they've been living in hotels. They're not competing with us for housing or apartments, so that really shouldn't have an impact.
0.1 million housing that we are short on in affordable housing. I do agree with this to some degree. But here's the facts. The facts are right here. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is days on market, DOM. In the retail industry, when somebody puts a house on the market, we track those houses by calling it days on market. So if I list the house today to try and sell it, 1 day on market. If it's 6 months later and I haven't sold that house, it's now been 180 days on market. So let's look at these numbers, my friends. Back in 2022, okay, 2022, we had 47 days is what it took, national average, to sell a single-family home on the market.
All around the South.
Okay, 47 days.
But it's going up a lot.
47 days in 2022, one of the hottest markets we've ever had. Now, in 2024, last year, it went up to 61 days. And now, my friends, in 2025, the average days on market in 2025 right now is 90. It is literally double what it was 3 years ago. What does that mean? Well, if we have a housing shortage, why are houses taking twice as long to sell? Because if we had a housing shortage, then we wouldn't have 90 days on the market, would we? We don't have a housing shortage. We do not have a housing shortage. Did you know that 300,000, this is more important, 300,000 real estate agents get fired every single month from not being able to sell a house after 6 months of trying? I'm going to explain that to you one more time. 300,000 agents today will get hired to sell a consumer's house, okay? Regular family's house. 300,000. 6 months later, 300,000 of them will get fired from not being able to sell those houses. So if you put a house on the market and we have a 7 million home shortage, why are the days on market climbing? Why are the days on market climbing? It's because we don't have a housing shortage and the prices are actually not going up. When days on market go up, when this goes up from 47 days to 90 days, if it takes twice as long to find a buyer for a house, are the prices going up or are they going down? Prices are actually going down, my friends. Housing prices have settled in. Yes, there's a few outlying towns that prices are going up. Those are where everybody's leaving god-awful.
End of 24, beginning of 25, things are going to start to get bad. And by the end of, by 26, it's going to be in the toilet. And everyone I'm talking to, now this is in the Southeast. I think it's going to happen across the country. It's not going to be bad as 2008. Those areas that didn't have a lot of building are not going to be as bad, like the Northeast is not going to be as bad. The Southeast is not going to be pretty. Texas and Florida, I mean, they're already suffering. I was working with this group, and they were pushing to do Texas and Florida, and I begged them. I was like, guys, don't do it. Texas, it's unaffordable, and the price is so high right now. It's going to come down hard, and it's already happening.
Gavin Newsom's country of California, and they're leaving to other places like North Carolina and our beautiful state, Arizona. People are moving here, and our state is actually kind of stabilized. Okay, we've stabilized, but we are not going up and we are not going down. We are stabilized. Most of the country is actually stabilized or is going down. Why? Because of the very simple metric of days on market. Now, how do I make money from this? That's the more important thing. The reason why you're watching my YouTube channel is because you know that this is bull and you know this is bull. And then
Okay. He's going to tell you creative deals that whatever. And that's true. They could be fantastic, but I have a feeling that prices, from what I'm seeing, have gone down. Okay, I'll tell you. I have a single one bed, one bath apartment in a historic district in a very nice area near a university. In the summer, out of 38 comps, I got a price of $1,796. Last week, that same apartment, $1,503. Now, think about that. That's a $300 a month drop. Okay? 300. It's almost high 20 something percent. Sorry, almost 20%, not 1,000. Is it 20? 1,500. Yeah, from $1,500, $300. So I went down to 300. So not really a 20% drop, but close to. Anyway, if you bought in 2022, right, and there are 2 units, okay, so it's a 2-family house. So if the other unit was a 1-bedroom, if both of them went down $600 a month, how much profit do you think you make when you buy a house? Right? We're not making $600 a month profit, right? So, the house was, it was tough to figure because it was a weird deal that I did. But most people are not making that much profit. Most people got to be wiped out. And that doesn't include the, 60% increase, 70% increase I have in real estate taxes, 60% increase in the insurance. People are underwater. A lot of people are underwater. And it's coming out of their savings. If when I say underwater, I mean from a cash flow point of view, right? Because if you add back the principal, they still probably are profit. The profit is high. It's still not negative. But if you're going to try and do a deal with somebody, I guarantee you that there's a very high probability that even if you wipe out all of their equity, with the way that rents are going down and prices are going down, imagine you wipe out all they still overpaid. Because we were in a 3% environment. Depends on when they bought and how well they negotiated and whatever. But I'm willing to bet you that there's a very high percentage of people, and I've seen it because I've walked away from deals where people said, take the house from me. Just take it. And I couldn't do it. Why? Because even though their mortgage rate was 2.7%, and even though their mortgage payment was $1,878, I could only rent the house for $2,100 at best. And I knew that rents were coming down. But that mortgage is not going down. Neither is the insurance, and neither is the real estate taxes. I checked the real estate taxes to see if I could fight it, but I couldn't. And you need to have a pretty good margin there because you say, 1878, 2100, you're making a profit. No! Right? Because you need to take roughly 20% of the rent and put it aside for repairs and maintenance. You have to. Even if you put it on the side, you don't touch it, right? You're going to be paying taxes on this. Maybe depreciation covers you, I'm not sure, but there is going to be something that breaks. You need to have that money set aside. You can't just count that as profit. So usually 2,100, what is that, 400 something a month? 420 a month? 420. If I don't have at least $420 that covers just my repairs and maintenance. What about me making a profit? So you say, okay, your profit is your principal. You sit there, I want to have cash flow from it. I don't want to do work and not get paid. You say, oh, well, you're getting paid in the future. You can take money out. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can take money out in the future. I will make money. Yes, but I need some money today. If I'm going to spend my time and my energy, and now I got to maintain it and I got to advertise it, what about an empty month? What happens if I have one empty month? One empty month, you're talking about almost $2,000. How much profit do I have? Let's say I say, okay, $400 for the repairs and maintenance. Let's say I take another $400. Well then, now I just lost 5 months of profit if I have one empty month. Just think about that.
And the normies will believe this stuff. And they'll go out and they'll pay Toll Brothers or they'll pay some builder to, yeah, sure, I'll pay the tariff premium or whatever bullshit they're going to start charging people. They're going to be like, hey, sorry, consumer, we got a tariff premium right now to cover our tariff costs. Guys, are you kidding me? If you really pay attention to Trump, this is incredibly genius. He's already trumped multiple countries where he threatens tariffs, they threaten back, he then threatens again, and what do? They relent and they give up every single time. Now, do I like Trump or hate Trump? That's not important. What is important, how do I make money in this situation? When you have days on market, okay, go from 47 days to 61 days in 2 years, and then 90 days a year later, that tells you what the actual problem is. The actual problem is...
By the way, I heard that there's a lawsuit against what he's talking about right now is going and taking from people who can't afford their house. He negotiates with them, buys the house from them, or they give him the house, and then now he owns it and he manages it, right? And there's some idiot district attorney that's suing people that do what he does. Okay, if he didn't go in and do that, guess what? The bank would be taking that property from that homeowner. Then their credit would be destroyed, right? What he's doing is actually a service for the community, right? The bank should be begging him to take over this stuff because he's running it better than the homeowner can run it. And the banks don't want these properties. They just want to get paid, right? They want a performing loan.
Is interest rates. Interest rates are killing people's ability to afford the houses that we have. The truth is, we have houses on the market. Every single real estate market in the United States has houses sitting on the MLS. Do not tell me we have a housing shortage. People are selling the houses right now, and people aren't buying them. How can we have a housing shortage when people are not buying the houses? Anybody have a suggestion here? Pradeep, you're a really smart guy. You have any suggestion here? Does this make sense to you that our prices are going up and that we have a housing shortage? Does this make any sense to you when days on market took 47 days to sell a house 2 years ago? Now it takes 90 days to sell that same house at a lower price.
There's a glut of houses on the market.
Do we have a housing shortage? It's physically impossible for you to have a housing shortage and your days on market to go down. To climb, okay? Or the amount of time it takes for you to sell a house is more challenging. The bigger problem we have is interest rates. And so how do I solve that? The way I solve that is I actually go to these sellers that fire the real estate agents. It's called expired listings. I have an incredible expired listing training. I'll give it to you guys in the description down below. And I go call the sellers and I say, can I take over your 2.7% rate? Okay, here's a good example. I just bought a house today. Check this out. This seller has an interest rate of 2.75% interest, and he can't sell his house. In fact, he's in foreclosure. He goes and puts it on the market. It's been on the market for 5 months. But Pace, we have a housing shortage and the tariffs are raising the prices. Oh my gosh. Okay, then why is this seller not able to sell his house after 5 months?
Right.
Don't we have a housing shortage? Wouldn't everybody be clamoring to go buy this house?
Idiot.
Stop with the lies. Everybody that tells you on their stupid YouTube channel is obviously not in real estate. When they tell you that there's a housing shortage, but these houses can't sell for 5 months, they obviously are not in the game. They are not looking at the real estate market or even buying. Maybe they did. Maybe they have 10 rentals from 7 years ago, and now all they do is do YouTube bullshit. But they're lying to you. They are lying to you, and if they're not telling you how to actually make money and monetize, because that's what a real estate investor does. We pivot and we make money in every single market. And that's what I hate about these hype videos and the fire behind people and, oh my gosh, the market's... Dude, how about you shut up and just tell me, hey guys, the market's shifting. Tell me how to make money right now. Oh, the market's shifting this way. Let me tell you how to make money now. That's how every YouTube channel really should be if they want to help you out. What they're doing is trying to get you to click on their
sell it before you buy
and it is pure shit. So this seller can't sell for 5 months. He has a 2.75% rate.
Pull any money out of your pocket.
Okay. I thought prices were going up and I thought we have a housing shortage and I thought, oh my gosh, increased demand, population growth.
Make sure there's a big spread.
Increased demand, population growth doesn't explain why this house can't sell for 5 months. And it doesn't explain why the average house in America is taking 90 days to sell with multiple price reductions. That's the funny thing. Let's ask ChatGPT real fast. Come here, let's check it out. Tell me how many single family homes are reducing their prices now. Okay. Let's look at the truth. In March, that's this month, 29% of home builders reduced their prices. They reduced their prices. 29% of them reduced their prices. Okay? 17% of...
Or a trick that they do is they make a deal with a bank. They prepay some of the interest, which allows them to lower the interest rate. So now if you're going to go and buy a house, you're going to pay 6.5, 7.5, right? What they'll do is on the sale, they'll transfer, let's say $5,000, $7,000 to a bank to prepay interest, which basically you're buying down the points. You're lowering your interest rate by prepaying some of it. So they'll give it to you for like 4.5%, 5% interest.
Of existing houses on the market right now reduced their price at least once this month. 17%.
It's going to be a lot more.
This is a lie. Everything that people are trying to do is get you clickbait. 30% of housing builders have reduced their prices already. This is all bull. It's hogwash. Instead, here's the thing. Most people watching my channel actually want to own real estate. You guys want to own real estate? I'll give you a great website to go to. If you want to find deals like this, I have a really great training on how to use Deal Sauce. I use a company called Deal Sauce.io. I do not make money when you use that link, so just let you know, DealSauce.io, it's a company that I use, okay? Now, if you want to buy a house that's existing right now with a 3%, 4%, 5% rate, that's actually the problem. The problem is interest rates are not coming down. And when the interest rates come down, think about this. If interest rates went from where they are right now, 6.8%, down to 4%, what do you think would happen to days on market? We'd go back down to 47 days. That's the truth, my friends. The problem is interest rates, not tariffs and not the home shortage. It is interest rates and people's ability to afford the existing market.
Correct.
Okay? So, how do I solve this? Well, I go to the
going up in 2022.
Creative.
There's a website called, not a website, but the Federal Reserve Bank of, I don't remember which one, FRED. Search for Fred. You can see charts in every market, charts about incomes, everything. The last time I looked, granted it was a few months ago, but it looked to me like income stopped going up in 2022.
Listing.com. Sorry, just .com. Thecreativelisting.com. And what I can find there is I can find houses like this. People that have learned from me in the Sub2 community have houses all over the country that you and your family could buy for either to move into and live and forget about this BS, or B, you guys could actually put in your portfolio. I'm sorry that I got all hot and bothered during this video, but the truth is here. Go find deals at 2.75%. Put those in your portfolio. I bought this house subject to, I'm going to make $1,000 a month on this every single month net, without credit, without credentials, without anything. If you guys want a video on what subject to is, click the link up here. And if you want to go just buy a house without negotiating and cold calling, there's houses right now on thecreativelisting.com that you can go and buy right now that my team, my students, and myself have already contracted, and we will sell those to you for a finder's fee. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell your favorite YouTuber that they are full of bullshit, and please send this YouTube to them and say, hey, will you please tell Pace where he's wrong on the days on market? Will you please tell Pace that he's wrong and that the prices of houses are actually going up? Will you please tell Pace that we do have 3.8 to 7.2 million people living in the street? Will you please prove Pace is wrong? Go send that to your favorite YouTuber and tell him Pace said kiss his. And in the meantime, subscribe to the channel. Tell the other YouTubers to f off.